Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, which focuses on the BCG vaccine and type 1 diabetes. I know it's been quite a while since I gave you guys an update, but I do have a very interesting update. So yesterday we went to the doctor last week, and yesterday we did blood work and we got a cpeptide test fasting. So the first one since diagnosis 19 months ago. So his C-peptide came back just slightly higher than at diagnosis. It was 0.41, and he was 0.4 at diagnosis. So I guess essentially the same. But we were happy. We maybe expected a little bit higher, but we were happy that it was at least the same, if not even slightly higher, because normally, according to research, and there was a paper published in 2018 in the Diabetes Journal showing that, the first 5 years after diagnosis, you lose 47% per year of what's left of your C-peptide. So for him, it would be, 0.4. He would be probably 0.2 or less at this point. So having that same level was really exciting. So and the other thing was his vitamin D level was also up. He was just on the chart at 33. The range is 32. 100, and he was 49, so I think he's also retaining more vitamin D, which is good. So, and then for the C-peptide, just to give a reference range, the normal range is between 0.8 and 3.85, and I think for children who are growing, they're going to be at the higher end of that because they need more insulin, obviously, and then probably older adults could be at the lower end and be fully functional and not have diabetes. So A1C was 5.7. We knew it would be up a little bit. It was 5.3 back in the summer. And he's insulin needs, I know from my video, I think it was end of August, beginning of September, that we had talked about his increase in basal. So he was at 8 for, I guess a little over a year. And then, he, kind of slowly creeped up in July and August to settle at 12. Now he's around 13. So he has had about 4 colds in the last, since the beginning, mid-September. He had 3 colds in 6 weeks. Thankfully nothing serious. He had one day when he had like 101 fever, and then he had another one last week. So I know a lot of illnesses have been going around. So, thankfully the one in September was the only one he had a fever of 101. And the Dexcom readings were really off. One said 289 double up arrows, and the finger sticked him, and it was 188. So, so I guess it was a bit off because of the illness. Other updates is, I guess after he had his 3rd cold, his dinner ICR went up significantly. He was at 1 to 25 the whole time for dinner and lunch, and then breakfast was 1 to 17. And now, so dinner, we up to 1 to 17, breakfast and lunch are the same. And then we've had also seeing, I think, like kind of end of August through beginning of December, hasn't been for the last couple of weeks. He had starting having those crazy, charts where, he'd drop significantly and then just pop back up and drop again. So show you a couple of those, they would all look like this. Sorry for the glare. And that went on like the last 5 days of every sensor. It would look like that, and most of the sensors didn't last, till the end. But now we're kind of seem to be back steady. So here's another one. Maybe try to find a little bit more crazy one, like something like this. You can see the low and then the jumps up and down. So, yeah. So anyway, let's see, anything else, I think. Oh, and then just in terms of the Dexcom readings, it was still about 90% in range. He is having more growth highs at night. I think I talked about that in the last video. It's, we're talking about 4 nights a week now instead of 2. Some of them aren't as high though as before. He'll go to like 160. Maybe he'll hang out there a little bit longer, and then, correction obviously doesn't do much unless it's at the end of the night. So, and he'll do like 3 nights a week. Will be at least 120 or less for the night, and some great nights obviously in the 80s or 90s. So about 90% in range.